Hi everybody. Today we're going to be learning how to grow sprouts. Growing sprouts is an easy thing to do. They're very nutritious and it'll help you get the fiber and hard to get vitamins that you don't often get in regular food. Sprouts contain a vast amount of hard to get vitamins in a small amount. What this means is you don't need that many while you're eating them to get a huge beneficial effect from them. So today we're going to be doing just one set of sprouts, just beginner's basics. I'm going to show you first and foremost how to be safe. Sprouts have a tendency to mold or cause foodborne illness if you don't know what you're doing. This is a fair warning and disclosure. I am not the end-all be source of growing sprouts. If you would like to start growing your sprouts as well, I would highly suggest looking at certain government websites like the USDA and other respectable sources to get good information from on how to safely grow your own sprouts. So first of all, what we'll need: So I have several things here that will help you start growing sprouts. This isn't the end or the beginning of the list. This is just what I use to grow my sprouts weekly. I usually harvest them after about 5 to 7 days, depending on what kind of sprout it is. Smaller sprouts like radish or broccoli don't take that much time to grow and get to a point where you can harvest and eat them, whereas sprouts such as pea sprouts may take a bit longer, over a week. So what I have here is I ran out of my favorite. My favorite is a spicy mix. It's not the normal spicy you would think of like pepper hot, but it's more of like a horseradish or anyway, it's just that spice that's in your nose. So today I'll be growing a mild mix, and this is from Sustainable Sprout. I got this from Amazon. They came in a bundle, and I was really happy with them. I had one mix go bad on me, and that was more of a neglect from me. I got busy and caught up with work, and I didn't have time to do the right thing. So firstly, you want to make sure you have time you can do this. You want to be able to watch your sprouts grow and inspect them once, twice, maybe 3 times daily. So again, here's the sprouts I'll be using today, a mild mix microgreen. In it, it has, I'll show you, it has beet, cabbage, oh gosh, kohlrabi, I'm probably saying that wrong, bok choy, and Swiss chard. I haven't grown this one yet. I figure it's going to be pretty similar to how the spicy mix grew, in that it feels like these are medium to small seeds. The spicy mix had all smaller seeds. You're going to need a mason jar or something similar to this, and I actually bought another pack on Amazon. It was these screen toppers here, which I'll show you why and how to use this later, and a stand that I find extremely useful for draining my my microgreens. So first comes to first, make sure your hands are washed. Make sure all of your products that you're using in front of you are properly sanitized. I went ahead and washed these with I forget what it's called. It's for like home brewing kits or vegetables. It's a little spray bottle, you spray it on there and it kills any sort of bacteria before it has a chance to grow. Before you're using a product like this, and it's also, once it's washed out, it doesn't affect your microgreens or anything growing in there, just the bad stuff. So first, we're gonna take and open our package, make sure our jar is sanitized. We're gonna dump them into our mason jar. And if you can see here, these are kind of cool. I've never seen seeds like this. If you can get a good look in there, that's pretty cool. Usually I've only seen rounder seeds, but these are like small clusters. Now this is gonna be a several part series. Obviously I can't do it in one day. I'll give you guys updates daily, or every other day, or whenever there's a significant growth or a harvest. I can go ahead and throw this away. So next, what you will want to do, and this is not the longest part, but it's the most boring part where you don't get to really do much with it, is fill it up with water. You're gonna take your top, put it over, screw in your mason jar lid, and normally what you would do is you would fill this about halfway up with water. Watch that water throughout the day, and once it gets cloudy or dirty, dump it and renew your water. Make sure it's a purified water source. I have a small filter on my tap and it works just fine. Depending on where you live and where your water comes from, there is a chance that there could be something in your water that will affect or disturb your sprouts in a undesirable way. So normally, I'll show you how this works. After your first day, your 24-hour period of soaking your sprouts, you will wet them about 3 times a day. And what I like to do is I'll grab a plate. Usually, I choose a glass or ceramic plate, something that's not going to absorb moisture. I can just quick clean it. I've tried paper towel before, and it does work. You have to change your paper towel constantly. Let me just show you. So this, it sits like this. You can see that the water is allowed to drain down into the plate, and I can see the water puddle up, and I'll come by, take this off, I'll wipe it off with a paper towel, and it's dry again. Whereas a paper towel, you put down the first little bit of water that gets into the paper towel, it'll stay moist for a prolonged period of time. And from my experience, what that'll end up doing is causing too much moisture getting back up into the sprouts, and it will really just, it could cause a mold or some kind of issue. It has for me. I'm not sure if I was doing it wrong. But anyway, we're going to take this. We're going to take room temperature water, not too cold, not too hot, and we're just going to fill this up about halfway. I found that room temperature water helps the most. Hot water will destroy your plants and be a cause for mold. Super cold water can stunt your sprouts and their growing process, and it may take a little bit lower. Now, notice there are seeds at the bottom and there are seeds at the top. After my 24-hour period, if I see seeds on top, I get rid of them. I take a little sieve or something and I get them out and I toss them, because usually they're not going to grow and they're just going to be sitting there. I give them a 24-hour period to allow them to drop under, and I know that the ones that are dropped or below are able to grow. Now what I'm seeing here is those strange seeds that we saw earlier, the clusters. All of them seem to be at the top, which is kind of weird. I'm not sure if that means they're all bad or if that's just the kind of seed that they are. So on this one, I'm going to go a little bit different of a route, and I'm going to allow these to float on the surface. I'm going to do a little more digging and information and see what kind of seeds these are, and see if that's a cause for caution or anything. And you can already see this water is pretty murky after an initial soak. I mean, that's pretty dirty. So I'm going to get rid of this water just real quick. And it helps when this is securely capped, if you can see, and you can kind of turn it and get rid of a lot of moisture that way. If you turn it side to side, you'll see a lot of moisture escaping it. So again, I'm going to fill it up halfway. And I don't necessarily need the stand now. One thing that I highly suggest you do when you are refilling it, I don't want to dump the water out, but you see that there's some up top there. You want to get those in. So just for a second, we're going to use just a little bit of water and get those back down into the soak. Perfect. That's done. I'm going to cap it up, lid it, and I'm going to come out, I'm going to come back throughout the day, check on it, just make sure it's, the water's not getting too murky or there's nothing weird going on. After my 24-hour soak tomorrow, we will be, sorry, I lost my train of thought there. We will be draining it and rinsing it about every 5 hours or so. And that's going to allow for a continual growth. For now, I'm leaving this here. It's going to have time to soak in that water and begin its journey of growing. I do a 24-hour soak. Some people do less, some people do more. Like I said earlier, on the bigger seeds, I like to do a full 24 hours. Where smaller seeds like this, you know, they can do it about 16, so I can dump it in the morning when I get up. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching my channel today. It means a lot. Like I said in my last video, I don't care if this channel gets 2 subscribers or 20. I just want to be able to provide people a means to eat better, number one, have some fitness options for food, for fitness itself, that you may have not heard of before, and just to really help the beginner, or maybe help the expert, or maybe I'll be taught something along the way. Again, thank you guys. Have a wonderful day. Thanks.